I had a guy tell me today that he has a hard time in situations where he has to sweat copper real close up against the wall. And so what I always like to do when I question something is try it in a controlled environment. So for the sake of it, we gave ourselves a really bad situation. We're right up against the wall, and worse than that, there's a baby on the other side. So we're going to try to do this job without hurting that poor innocent baby. So you know as well as I do that you pretty much only have one angle of attack whenever you're doing something like this, and it's always the worst possible one. Now, with the flame even pretty far away and nothing behind this, it's still difficult to keep from burning the 2x4, burning the sheetrock. If you're doing this, you probably got customers complaining that they smell smoke, but we're not burning the house down. Now, it's really not safe. I don't know if your insurance would recommend it, but the joint's all soldered. You could wet that wall, and just for the sake of it, we'll check on the baby, and yeah, just as I thought, that baby is barely on fire. Blow that baby right out. Now, let's experiment with what I would normally use and put behind this pipe. This is a refractory fire cloth. I have it right up against the sheetrock, and I'm just going to burn it, run the torch across it. At this same distance before, we would have already lit the house on fire. And we're going to speed this up because I would never even really be using it that long. So let's see. We got a lot of smoke, and you would think on first glance that everything is smoking behind it, but that's perfectly clean back there. Shot on an iPhone, so we're blurry. We got to move back. The baby's gone now, so we're not worried about the baby. That was an evil baby anyway. So now we're going to try just a regular piece of 26 gauge sheet metal. This is like smoke pipe for a water heater. Thicker stuff than what you would use for ductwork. And this is a good option sometimes, especially when you got to bend it into a place where it'll fit against a piece of plywood or something like that. But it does have limitations. So once we start getting that cherry red going, you can see we're getting the black smoke behind. We're starting a fire. And in this case, we still didn't burn the house down, but you're still going to have customers smelling smoke, coming around, acting all anxious and weird. It's just a bad look. You're better off to just be safe with it.